What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Museopreacts. Today we have another talking video. We are going to be talking about 5 groups or soloists that we've just fallen out of, and why.
As well as our biases from when we were more into them, you know?
So, yeah. Let's go. My first one is Sserafim. My biases when I first got into them were Yoonjin, Eunchae, and Chaewon. Now it's just Chaewon. But I think after, right? So I think after, like when they, because I didn't really like Easy when it dropped, but I was already not listening to them and not following with them before they dropped it. So their music just hasn't been hitting lately.
Understandable.
I was really into them when they first debuted, so I don't know why. I was like really excited for them to debut, and then after a while I was just like, Nothing against them, of course. I don't vibe with their newer music.
My first group is Twice. And my biases, they still are my biases. Junghyun, Mina, and Subi. And I do check out their comebacks, but it's normally like a month or two after, because I just kind of push them off and I'm like, oh, I should listen to it. And I don't find myself going back and listening to a bunch of their newer stuff just because I don't like it as much as their older stuff. I do quite often go back and listen to like 15 of their older songs because I really like those songs. But other than that, I don't really listen to them much.
Okay, my second one is Ateez. And my biases are still Yoonho, San, and Mingi. And they used to be one of my old groups when I first got into them. I didn't vibe with their new music as much. And I just didn't find myself going back to their older songs as much. And I haven't listened to them in a while. I still really like my biases, so I still like keep up with them. Like I'll check out a comeback, it just wouldn't be like right as it came out. It might just be like a week or even a month later if I feel like listening to them at that time.
My second group is TXT, and my biases still are Taehyun and Bongyu. And I kind of keep up with their comebacks, but I think the last 2 I haven't, and I don't know if I actually have. I don't know. Their most recent album that I listened to in full would have been Opening Sequence?
Sequence?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. The one that has
Over There Tomorrow.
Yeah, that album.
I was trying to think of it. Yeah, because we react.
Yeah. But other than that, I don't. I also don't really find myself going back to listen to their older songs anymore either. Which I used to listen to quite a few of their older songs. But after a while, I just kind of stopped. I don't really know why though. But I do still like them. But, you know.
Okay, my third is Twice. And my biases were Sana, Jihyo, and Chaeyoung. But I dropped Chaeyoung for certain reasons that I'm not going to get into right now. But so my biases now are just Sana and Jihyo. And honestly, I stopped listening to them after a while. I don't even think I'm gonna check out their new comeback.
Same.
I don't care for their newer music that much. I did check out Strategy, and I do like Strategy, but I just don't find myself listening to them very often at all. So yeah.
My third is NCT, and honestly, it's just NCT as a whole. I don't really keep NCT as a whole. I don't really find myself listening to much of their music, and it just doesn't. It's not my style. Like, I will check out some of their stuff, but it normally takes me a while before I decide to. And even then, if it's like a full album from them, I'll listen to like 30 seconds and then be like, next song. And then if I decide that I like it from that 30 seconds, then I'll listen to the whole thing. But I haven't really felt that way about most of their stuff recently. I will occasionally go check out like a few of the NCT songs that I really like, or the older Dream songs, but I don't really go back to 127 often. There's only like 2.
Yeah.
And even then, I'm like, I have to be in the mood for those 2 songs. Oh, but my biases. Okay, guys.
She has a lot.
I've dropped a lot of them.
You have.
Okay, so I'll start with Wish because they're newest. It's only Xion. I'm also not super into Wish. I mean, I do like their songs, but I'm never really in the mood for like the super cutesy,
Yeah.
you know. So I don't really go back to listen to them. Dream, it has always been Renji and Chenle. Wavy, it's Kun and Ten. 127.
That's where she's dropped most of them.
Yeah. Okay. So I started off with Doyoung, Jungwoo, and the man who shall not be named.
Yeah. You all know who we're talking about.
Yeah. And as soon as the first thing started to come out about him, I dropped him. Instant. I was like, nope. I took out all the photo cards and inclusions I had of him, ripped them, tossed them. I let Chewy play with one of them because he was over here, and as I was holding it up, he was like, ooh, ooh, and we were like, okay. And so he just kind of threw it around the ground for a bit. And then I did end up dropping Doyoung too. I'm honestly not even sure why I dropped him. I do still like him, but I just don't consider him my bias anymore.
Yeah. I think that just happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Happened to me.
He would be a very close second though. But Jungwoo is still my bias. Also, for a while, Hendery was also a bias when he first joined NCT. But then I never added him into my wavy biases or anything. But I do like Hendery too. And yeah, that's my history with NCT kinda.
My fourth is Stray Kids, and my biases have changed. Well, they haven't changed, but I've added the 3 that I have right now. I added 2 of them as I was getting into Stray Kids. So at first it was Hyunjin, and he was just my only bias. And then once I got into them, I really liked Sungmin, so I added him into the bias list. And then IN. So all 3 of them are still my biases right now. I'm mostly into Sungmin though. So, but I just don't like their music anymore. Like, I guess they have some, when I will check out like the comeback, and if I like it, maybe I'll add it to a playlist, or I would just not listen to it again. I'll listen to it like once and then never go back to it.
Okay, go back.
Yeah. And I don't think the last comeback that I listened to was La La La's album, Rockstar. But after that, I just haven't checked out anything from them. So, and I don't really go back to their older music much. I will always listen to Star Lost though, because that's my favorite song from them. So, yeah.
Alright, fourth for me is BoyNextDoor, and I have never had a bias for them. And I do check out their comebacks, but it's normally like a week or two after. And I do like their songs, obviously. I like the members, they're all cute, adorable, whatever.
Whatever.
I just don't find myself going back to listen to their songs after they come out. I think the only song that I really do listen to now still would be But Sometimes, and even then it's still pretty rare. It's only like when it comes up shuffled in a playlist that I'll listen to it. But I don't know, I just don't find myself listening to them often.
And then number 5, the last one I have is Sunmi. And she used to be one of my top favorite soloists. But when I started getting more into K-pop and more into like K-pop soloists, I started liking others more. And so I just kind of forgot about her, if I'm being honest. Not like completely forgot about her, but I just never went back to her music. But I still like her music. Like, I will still go and listen to it if I'm feeling like listening to her music. I haven't listened to anything since her last whatever came out. I don't know what came out.
Was it Blue in Love?
It might have been.
What did Stranger?
No, that was before. I think it was Blue in Love. Okay. So Blue in Love. I listened to that when it came out, and I still like it. It's still in my faves playlist. So if it came on shuffle, I wouldn't skip it. Or like if any of her other songs that are in there came on shuffle, I wouldn't skip it. But I just don't go looking for her to listen to. So that's why she's on this list. Unfortunately.
My last one is Monsta X. My bias is kpop. It has always been kpop. It will always be kpop. Although, lately, because of 𝐓𝐚𝐠𝐬's thing with 𝐓𝐚𝐠, little show, Pogo Stick, whatever it's called. I don't remember what it's called. It's something like that. I kind of think 𝐓𝐚𝐠 is creeping his way into my bias list. Because I have always kind of liked him, but he was just never my bias, you know? That's for another time. But I don't listen to their newer stuff often. I don't think I've What? I don't think I've listened to their last album in full yet. And I might not.
I don't even know what their last album was.
Rush? No.
Wasn't it Beautiful Liar?
Might have been.
Like full group comeback album.
I don't know, whatever. But I do like a lot of their older songs still, and I do go back and listen to those. I just don't really listen to their newer stuff. And there's like nothing against their newer stuff or anything. It's just not necessarily my taste, you know. So, but I do still like the group. I'm just not super into them.
That is all we have for you for today. Let us know if you also fell out of these groups or soloists, because there's a soloist, or what groups you fell out of or soloists that you fell out of and why, if you would like to tell us the reason. You don't have to. And yeah, let us know anything else you would like us to do, to react to talk about, whatever. And we hope to see you next time. Peace!